Hey, I'm Double J Jeff Jarrett, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling. Subscribe and like right now. Right there, just push down, subscribe and like. Double J Jeff Jarrett and
the best one, Donnie.
What? What a slap nut.
Test is sponsored by We Are Wrestling. You can find
Make sure to subscribe, baby.
Hey. What is up? We are wrestling maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What's going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. Donnie's co-host for the We Are Wrestling show. Ben's too, because Ben, you're like the new addition to the show, man, over the last couple of weeks.
Hey, dude, greatness comes in threes, man. I'm doing absolutely excellent. Hope you guys are ready for an awesome show, tributed to none other than the Legend Killer, the Viper, the Apex fucking Predator, Randy Orton. It's going to be a great show. Don, what we got in store tonight, buddy?
Oh, we got some awesome stuff in store because, of course, this week's episode, we are going to be honoring... Ben, I think, did the best introduction right there. We are going to be honoring Randy freaking Orton. RKO's out of nowhere in this episode.
Randy! Hey. Sorry, I had to go that. Bro.
No
Okay, continue.
If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, help support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know, the grind is real. And it's very hard for me to do the Randy Orton pose on my set.
Hey, nothing you can say, nothing's going to change what you've done to me. Hey.
But before we actually get into the Randy Orton thing, the first thing I definitely want to talk about is the Northeast Wrestling show that we went to over the weekend.
Fucking bonkers of a time, dude. Those Northeast Wrestling shows have become honestly like a mantra. I love it so much. Like, I love going to, like, even if it's just indie, small promotional, doesn't matter what the fuck it is exhilarating, dude. Like, I have to thank you both for getting me into, like, smaller venue, smaller wrestling promotions that are honestly like the stepping stone to the big leagues, man. This past weekend, I got to meet Killer Cross with you guys. I got to meet Malachi Black, got to meet one half of Waves and Curls, which fucking awesome, dude, man.
That was awesome because like towards the main event, because obviously it was very hot in that arena, Ben and I and my Team Best One member John, we just could not be in the arena, so then we were outside and we actually talked to one member of Waves and Curls for about like 10 minutes, and that was pretty freaking awesome.
He was just chilling back there, man. It's stuff like that is so fucking awesome about it. It's because you get to see all these people that are aspiring stars, but you also get to meet some of your heroes at events like this, and they're just kind of chilling out like one of us, and it's really fucking awesome because just months ago, a lot of these guys we would have had to pay mad bank to even just say hi to for a second. Now for $20 we get to take pictures with them, we get to hang out, we get to talk. It's phenomenal, dude. I love Northeast Wrestling so much.
I recommend everybody that's watching this, man, and I say this a lot on my live streams, and I can't stress it enough. Look for your local indie promotions, man.
More
Go
indie
support
wrestling.
them. Yep, more indie wrestling, man. Go to your local promotions, support them, man.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of the time, it's more fun going there than it is to like an AEW or WWE show. You know what I mean? Because you have that one-on-one interaction with them.
Not even just that, but a lot of the performers, they're striving to be there. So they're performing at their best day in, day out, every single night, wherever they travel, and they're really servicing the fans. But before we go back into Northeast Wrestling, because it kind of coincides, I also want to give a shout out to our host, the best one, Don. Got two people that recognized him from this channel, so I just want to give you a round of applause for your recognition, man. Absolutely, the grind is real. You've been fucking grinding this entire time. I know that you dropped a couple pounds from relieving yourself in your pants from those moments, man. Good on that as well.
Sir.
I'm so fucking proud of you. I'm happy for you, man. And I'm glad that this is, jumping up. It's kickstarting. It's going places. And, man, again, I just have to say, congratulations. Even something like that is a huge feat, being recognized, outside of, your demographic. And this is what we do this for, is, to be recognized for giving out the news and giving out our opinions and thoughts, and it's been great being on this ride with you, gents. So I just wanted to say, give you a shout out for that, because that is a pretty big fucking deal, no matter how many people it is. So, bravo.
Hey, and honestly, man, I'm beyond grateful for all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs, especially the two that I got the opportunity to talk to one-on-one. Just want to put it out there that there's two things I want to address when it comes to my We Are Wrestling Maniacs and best ones. One, I get it. My Nets got swept by the Boston Celtics. Stop sending me pictures of fucking brooms and freaking the sweep emoji. It's okay? I've been getting that nonstop since freaking we lost last night. But second, I just want to say, if you do meet me at an event, like if you're a We Are Wrestling Maniac or even a best one, and you meet me, feel free to talk to me. If you want a picture with me, I'm not going to be one of those guys that charges for a picture. Like, for me, it's just an honor, to even, have fans. Like, I never thought ever in my YouTube career I would be having, like, 2 fans literally coming up to me saying, "Oh my God, you're that We Are Wrestling guy."
In the same day.
So weird. So weird. 2 different events, too. And it's like, yeah, that's me.
Dude, and that's the greatest thing about wrestling fans is they're so passionate even outside of the business, but things that completely surround it, man. If they recognize you from like a talk show, they'll approach you, dude, like because they know you. Like, for example, this dude, Danny over here, he asked me why I took a picture with Vinny Lex, the referee. I knew him before. I didn't know him, but I knew of him before Northeastern Wrestling. So I was following him for a while. So it was good. I saw him at Northeast the last time, but I didn't get to run into him because, he wasn't running one of the booths last time we went. But I actually got to meet him and, say hello and take a picture and everything like that too, because, he's a referee trying to make it as well, because something I have to give a shout out to refs. They are always the unofficial third guy in every single thing. And they are what makes the match. If a good referee makes an amazing match.
And so that's something I feel like nowadays in wrestling, like, is really missing, is really good referees. One of them that really stands out to me is Aubrey Edwards. She is so good in AEW.
Dude, I love the lady ref Jess. She does a lot of Edge's matches because he usually handpicks her because she's the first full-time female referee for WWE. So that's really fucking awesome. She set a historical milestone. One that really stands out to me that I used to love growing up, but he's retired now. Jimmy Corderas, huge fucking Jimmy Corderas fan. And I'm also another fan of the blonde haired dude. I follow him on Instagram. I keep forgetting what his fucking name is, but I'm a fan of him as well. They were
just
two
the blonde dude.
Yeah, he was the dude that ran into the ring and tried to fucking count after he got knocked in, I think, the Undertaker match. He came like it was the infamous referee sprint down the ring at WrestleMania.
James Charles?
That's that. Yeah, I think that, not James Charles. James Charles is a fucking dude.
No, not Rudy. Oh, what the? I don't even know.
Something, but yeah, I'd say James Charles is a dude makeup artist.
Oh shit!
You just clowned yourself on your own channel, boy.
Oh God!
You're gonna have to cut this out. The best referee, I feel like, that did a stellar job, and I don't think he got more involved than him, was Earl Hebner.
Well, obviously he's the greatest referee.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about current.
Oh, well, yeah, current,
all time, nobody comes close to Earl Hebner.
Yeah, you can't, but you can't talk about referees without acknowledging Earl Hebner. I mean, that dude got toe to toe with Triple H.
Dude, well, another reason why I love Jimmy Corderas is because he's the one who reffed the match between Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. So, like, he's historical, bro, and he's been SmackDown ref for 20 years.
That guy,
that's Jimmy Corderas.
No, I'm friends with Jimmy Corderas.
No.
Oh, I was about to say.
I know.
I was about to say, what the hell?
No, Jimmy Corderas was a dude that was kind of like balding down the middle, and he had like the patches on the side and shit, and he had like a goatee, and he was on SmackDown primarily. But I follow his podcast and everything, and he's a really informative dude. He's like Mick Foley. He kind of gives his reference, is what he calls them, and it's like the things that you can kind of fix about the product. So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out for the refs and everything. I wanted to give you a shout out, but we can dive right back into it. I'm sorry, we got a little sidetracked.
No worries, man. We had such a good time at Northeast
Phenomenal.
Wrestling. It's so much fun, going to these independent wrestling shows. Love it. And, I definitely should be the one taking credit here because, Danny, I know you used to go to some of these indie shows.
I used to go to Pioneer Valley Wrestling all the time, like almost every single event they had.
I got you going to Blitzkrieg and Northeast Wrestling. We got Ben going to Northeast Wrestling. I'm telling you guys, support your indie wrestling
because you're going to see them in your favorite promotions one day.
Bro, I told you guys this multiple times, man. First time I met Smart Mark Sterling, man, was at fucking the Waterfront Tavern in Holyoke back in 2018. Nobody was fucking talking to the guy. He was like a heel at that time, and nobody was fucking talking to him. And I fucking talked to him for 5 minutes, took a picture, and now he's on AEW with Jay Cargill.
Yeah, that's like something very similar with my experience, because Smart Mark Sterling, actually, it was a really interesting story with him, and I kind of want to share it for at least a minute here.
Good.
So with Smart Mark Sterling, it's very inspiring because around the time when Blitzkrieg first started, it was us versus them wrestling, and Smart Mark Sterling was actually really struggling with bookings around the time, and like he was barely getting any dates. But with Blitzkrieg Pro, they gave him the opportunity to create this Smart Mark Sterling character, got over as fuck, and like I love Smart Mark Sterling so much. I think I've actually watched him wrestle, I want to say more times in my hands on my fingers.
Good shit, man. That's awesome. Like,
Mark is such a nice guy.
that's what I'm saying,
Really
man.
nice.
You got to support your indie wrestlers because they're
Like
the future.
I literally marked out when he was on TV with MJF, the whole make MJF world champion, and he was like the guy like campaigning everything. I was marking out. So happy
fucking
for
yeah,
the
man.
guy.
But what was I gonna say? But a
Speaking
couple of my
speaking of Smart Mark, I actually got his figure right here.
Speaking of like Northeast and everything, I gotta like lay out my highlights and kind of give my thoughts on meeting Malachi Black and Killer Cross, because those, other than I think Rey Mysterio and Mick Foley, The Rock, Stone Cold when I was a lot younger, those were the most intimidating gentlemen that I have ever approached for anything. They are both huge as fuck, well over 6 feet, and I don't realize how big that fucking is until you are literally in front of them. Malachi, super welcoming dude, just a very genuine dude, just really happy to meet whoever. Like, you fucking go to, he's like, how's it going, man? Just like your typical just dude. Like, he's like one of us. I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome, because he's intimidating, but he's like more dark intimidating. Killer Cross.
I marked out.
Bro, I almost shit my pants. My heart was racing. My hands were getting sweaty. I'm like, oh, dude, fuck. Yeah, that dude is the biggest dude there. He was easily the biggest fucking guy there, in terms of intimidation. Like, that dude was like, almost for me, like, I almost like bitched out and was like, hey, Dan, you want to fucking take this? Because I was just so intimidated. But he has literally like the softest handshake. It's not a soft, and he's like a really soft-spoken dude, but he's fucking terrifying, my guy. Just like his essence is terrifying. And he plays off the whole, like, his gimmick being like this kind of serial killer. Like, he plays that off really fucking well. And he like keeps kayfabe alive. Like, when it comes to like, personalized things, either like pictures or whatever, he'll go back into kayfabe, but really fucking nice guy. Like, really, really nice. I wasn't expecting it, because there's some people that are just dickheads and you just feel like they don't really want to be around people. But yeah, really, really nice dude. So I have to give it props for that. Like, he really definitely made that first time like really special for me. So made it really.
And
I want to
tell. I don't know if I ever talked about this on the We Are Wrestling Talk show, but speaking of Malachi Black, well, Aleister Black, Tommy End, however you want to, call him.
What you know him as.
And here's something that's very interesting. So I went to this show, Blitzkrieg, and this was us versus them wrestling, and this was, I believe, in 2015 or 2016.
Oh,
and I actually saw Malachi Black wrestle in the main event of that show.
Shit.
Before he made it into WWE, which is insane.
Dude, that's again another instance of,
support
if you
your
get
indie
you get
wrestling
interested,
shows.
You get interested in indie wrestler, man. Who knows, if he's over with the crowd, you just might see him in the promotion of your choosing. And I'm
especially
so excited,
in the New England area as well. Especially in the New England area, we got like the best wrestlers.
Some of the best wrestlers came from New England, dude. Like, a lot of legends came from New England.
Because you got to think about it. You got to think about it. We're so close to New Jersey. We're close to Connecticut. We're close to New York City. You know what I mean?
A lot of headquarters are out there. Stamford, Connecticut, WWE, right there. It's amazing.
Very true.
But yeah, I'm ready to roll into the subjects of the night if you guys are.
Hell yeah. I think, this is, the perfect time. But before, we get into that, because this does definitely involve this wrestler. Obviously, you guys already know Randy Orton. Before, we do a retrospective of his career and go over some of our favorite moments and things that maybe, people are underestimating and stuff because there's 20 years of hard work. Let's talk about the episode that revolved around him, Monday Night Raw.
Straight out of Knoxville, Tennessee, man, the birthplace of
Glenn
Randy Orton.
Jacobs,
Yeah, they said
Bianca Belair's hometown.
it's amazing, and he's the mayor of Knoxville County, or Knox County. So it's amazing seeing all this kind of come into fruition. It's like it couldn't have fallen on a better time. Like they landed there. The show opened organically. It was nice seeing like all the superstars kind of break character and congratulate them on 20 years. Like even the Miz, bringing Cody Rhodes out last was fucking awesome. Just Riddle's like whole fucking package for him, using Motionless in White for the fucking song was amazing. Just his introduction for Randy Orton was just amazing, dude. Like Riddle is going to be Randy. But I'm a Randy Orton mark, dude. I'm an RK bro mark rather. Like I love everything about this, and to find out they were only supposed to be together for 3 months is amazing, and that just shows you how well not only are the ratings doing for their specific angles, but for the fact that he's having more fucking fun now than he ever has in the past 20 years is a huge statement from the Viper, because his accolades upon accolades, you would think that there's something above that, but this dude is just genuinely chilling now. He's done it all. Like, he's literally done it all. So he's literally got his feet up. And I have to say, condition-wise, I think he might be able to go longer than The Undertaker, because that's his goal, is to be around longer, to be the only dude who's done this the longest full time.
From what he said, that's like now his goal is to have the greatest legacy in WWE history.
Dude, he already has it without the runtime and duration of his career. He already has it. Like I honestly, but like I'm more of a Randy Orton guy than I am an Undertaker guy. And I'll say that with stride. I am more of a Randy Orton guy than an Undertaker guy. I respect the shit out of both. Do not get me wrong. I'm not capping on the Undertaker. I don't think he's anything less.
You're capping the fuck out, man.
No, I just prefer Randy Orton's career, I guess. I don't disrespect Taker. I think ultimately he's better than Orton, but I'm more of an Orton guy than I am a Taker guy, is what I'm trying to say.
There's one thing that I'm taking away from this entire conversation, and Randy Orton is great, but Ben prefers bald, oily guys in Speedos.
You realize if Orton ever heard you say that, you'd get a real fucking RKO, like a real one, no cushion.
RKO? More like a punt kick to the head.
Oh no, that would be coming after this dude's flopping on the ground like a fucking fish. that happened right after that. He'd pick his ass up for the DDT.
Oh yeah,
but
once he gets that punt kick, that hairline's gonna be.
He's gonna smack the hairline right back down.
But it was a good opening to the show. I'm shocked, man. Because the direction that WWE's going, especially with their music choices, I am honestly shocked that they chose Motionless in White. But then I was thinking of
NXT Unstoppable, and then Unsainted.
But then I was thinking about it. I was like, their song Voices, Randy Orton, Viper has voices and stuff. It kind of fits in or whatever. A lot of people are very unhappy with the fact that Veer Mahan was out there, because he was out there, breaking kayfabe, and then later that night he completely annihilated some indie wrestler. Like I know WWE's getting a lot of flack for Veer Mahan being out there and being involved in the first segment.
Yeah. See, well, the thing is, I'm on the other line of the side of the fence when it comes to that. I think, breaking kayfabe for moments like this is okay. I think it's not necessary, but it's okay, because this is honestly honoring somebody else's legacy that's been, basically setting the bar for all of these younger superstars that are just coming into the business or just been starting to be seasoned. And, he's the stepping stone for them. So I honestly don't mind it. I'm not pissed off about it by any means, but I understand why it would rub people the wrong way when he's not established.
Here's the thing. Like, I get it from both sides of it, but I have to lean a little bit more towards Danny's side of this. And I can't believe I'm actually saying that. It's kind of making me a little nauseous saying that, but I do actually have to go with Danny on this, because Veer Mahan, they're trying to build him up as this scary, imitating monster that came out of the fucking caves
Yeah.
But yeah,
Then you
he's
have
gonna
him
be
out here
heading
breaking
out there.
kayfabe. Yeah,
He
it's
had
too soon.
like maybe behind the scenes they're best buds and they
Yeah.
play pool together or something.
But like to have it on
on
television
WWE
this
TV,
soon, yeah, it's a
they're
little
like
more.
he just made his debut, so it doesn't.
I think
really
a
make
pro
sense.
wrestling is almost like magic. You can't reveal too many secrets, or else people
It
won't
becomes
be
watered
invested
down.
into it.
Well, here's the problem though. The magic has already been ruined, and you can think a lot of that with Vince Russo and easily, the
Bruce
internet.
Pritchard. So I'm going
There you
to go right here on a limb and say, because I want to get this out of the way now, because I want nothing to say with it. I'm not going to let this angle stain the rest of the night. I'm going to exclude the Tamina and Dana Brooke angle completely, because that was literally, to me, the only fucking flaw of the show, because that show's booking was incredible. That was a great direction for WWE. They booked it stacked. Everybody in that main event deserved to be there, and they killed it.
The only thing that's weird to me is, and we got some returns. Oscar returned, Mustafa Ali
Awesome.
returned,
Dude, awesome returns too.
It's just weird to me the fact that SmackDown has literally nobody, but yet everybody's returning to Raw.
I think Bailey will be the fold that's going to SmackDown, because they're going to need it for the women's division over there, especially against Lacey Evans when she does return to action.
And this kind of does have to coincide with Monday Night Raw, because he is the WWE champion or whatever.
Yeah.
But what do you think is going on with Roman Reigns? I mean, he's the Universal Champion, WWE Champion. The WWE Championship is supposed to be on Raw, but he hasn't been seen on Raw since, I think, the night after Mania.
Well, I know that him and McIntyre are going to be having an angle this Friday. I think McIntyre is going to be his future opponent now, which is honestly okay.
And that's why they're probably going to shift him to SmackDown, and then after this pay-per-view, have him go back to Raw, and that's how he's going to do it.
They're going to go
similar to how they did in the early days with the Undisputed Championship.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are saying that WWE is not keen on ending the brand split. So I have a feeling that it's only a matter of time before Roman gets stripped of the WWE title or loses it, and it gets put on somebody else, like Omos or Lashley.
Hey, the thing is, I'll tell you somebody that definitely needs to go to SmackDown.
Who?
Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I know her job was supposed to kill time to build up the Asuka return. I said this in my reaction video last night.
Mm-hmm.
But she's better than that. She's so much better than that.
I like what they did with Becky Lynch. I like the angle they're going, because she is like manic right now. She's having a borderline personality break, because she's not used to seeing herself without the title, which I really like. She's kind of going fucking nuts, which I really
could be a little bit better.
It wasn't terrible. I'm glad it was cringeworthy, because that's what it's supposed to be. It was supposed to be cringe, dude, because it's supposed to be embarrassing. And she killed it, in my opinion. I think it was good.
I feel like a vignette would have been a little bit better.
Maybe, but for what it was worth, I think it worked.
Very happy, though, that she's going to have a feud with Asuka.
Dude, 100%. Especially since it makes sense, considering Becky handed the belt to Asuka when she left. So I think that this is a great way to pick it up, especially when they're going to be going back for it. She's like, oh, I was champion. I gave it to you. It's like, now she gets to work for it. So there's an angle there, so I'm interested in it. But I'm going to need a little more. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best, but it wasn't horrible by any means. I enjoyed it personally, but I could have enjoyed it more.
She's absolutely shit on the mic. That promo last night was fucking such a dog shit.
Thank you.
I've lost interest in Becky, because I feel like she's turning too much into Seth Rollins, like taking his gimmick or whatever. They just have the same
big time
personality.
Seth Rollins.
It's like, I understand. I understand you have a kid with the guy, you're married with the guy, but do you really have to act like the guy on television?
They basically made them like a Kardashians couple in a way. Like, it's kind of nuts.
Soon we're gonna get something very similar on AEW TV. We're gonna have Sammy Guevara, and then we're gonna have Ty Guevara.
I lost all respect for Sammy Guevara, because he's with Tay, and the whole thing going around.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand it, dude. It's fucking horrible.
AEW stuff aside, what was your other highlights of this? What did you guys like about Raw?
Okay, here's the thing. When I liked Ali's return, but I'm not going to talk about that, because I kind of want to, tell you my biggest thing about Raw that I was impressed with.
Okay.
And that is Austin Theory, that man's a future world champion.
Absolutely.
I've seen everything I've needed to say or see, and WWE creative, I think, is not as bad as it once was.
They
Because
are
clearly
doing.
know what the fuck they're doing with Theory.
They are. They
This
do.
man, literally, I want to see Theory versus Cena either at SummerSlam or WrestleMania.
Cena and Edge are going to be going at it this summer.
No, they're not.
They're likely going at it this summer, bro. Likely, because he's
Cena
fucking
versus
returning in
Theory
June.
for Mania.
A
That's what we
report,
need.
a report came out a little while ago saying that Cena was going to return this summer, but apparently it got all debunked. So who knows when Cena's coming back? I don't think it's going to be this summer though.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I'm hoping is for Mania, definitely John Cena and Austin Theory storyline would be great.
John Cena versus Austin Theory, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. That'd be a hell of a WrestleMania.
That's
Hell
what I'm saying.
fucking yeah, dude. Because Theory, I feel like, should go into WrestleMania
WrestleMania.
as WWE champion. I think he needs to go in as WWE champion. So at least those 2 title matches are
Money in the
blockbuster
Bank.
matches.
That's how he needs to win the WWE
Night
title. Money in
1,
the Bank.
Austin Theory versus John Cena. Night 2, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. That would be a killer fucking blockbuster night 1 and night 2 fucking main events. Those would be amazing. I would watch the shit out of them.
You know what I think? So with Money in the Bank, Austin Theory should win it, and then at night 1 wrestles just John Cena, right? Non-title match, nothing. But then after going into night 2, Roman has the title versus The Rock. Let The Rock beat Roman, and then have Theory cash in. He is a superstar right there.
I want
You can't have Theory beat The Rock. Are you kidding me?
I want. If it's going to be John Cena versus Theory, I want it in almost the same exact way Kevin Owens versus Stone Cold happened. I want it teased. I want it built the fuck up. Have Cena not be there and just have him come for WrestleMania so it doesn't coincide with his schedule. So it doesn't clash with it, rather.
But the difference
Do that.
is
Build it up that way.
Have Theory beat Cena.
Yes, have Theory beat Cena for the championship. Have the belt already on Theory, but have him overthrow Cena to officially pass that torch. Because Theory could carry this shit.
Yeah, but he can't have the title and then do the same thing.
And if he's going to do that, he's going to need a gimmick change.
The winner of the Royal Rumble goes against the
yes,
champion at WrestleMania.
But he's going to need a gimmick change. If he's going to go against Cena, he's going to need a gimmick change. He can't be doing the selfie shit. He's going to have to establish himself as a serious competitor.
And they need to completely change his name, man. I hate this
I like Theory.
I like it.
I like Theory.
When I think of Theory, I think of the skate shop. So
I think of the band, but regardless of the fact, I fuck with it. It's working.
They changed Tommaso Ciampa's name. They took that away from him.
Is it just Ciampa or Ciampa?
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's Ciampa or whatever. That's what the commentary Ciampa.
Ciampa?
CHUMPA. Ciampa. That's what the commentary team was saying.
Okay. But either or, I do kind of like where Pete Dunne is going with it, where he's just like, it's not, it's the name he could give a fuck less about. It's the story and how he's presented. And so far, I'm digging the Rabid Wolverine thing. I'm digging it. I'm digging that he's unhinged and shit, because the dude looks fucking unhinged and he kills.
He reminds me of Scrappy Doo. Remember Scrappy Doo from Scooby Doo?
This dude cannot just fucking be serious about anything WWE product. So eventually, it's just gonna be me and Don on WWE shit, and you're just gonna stay in the AEW lane.
I'm just saying.
And I'll do AEW stuff with Danny as well. So
that's what I'm saying. I'll do WWE with you, and you can do AEWs with him. You're on both shows, and we get to do a brand split. Fuck you, Danny.
Brand split. I feel like that's what's gonna end up happening.
Scrappy Doo, man. They're making this guy into. He's supposed to, his gimmick is supposed to be like that of a pit bull dog. They're right there, Scrappy Doo. If you remember this old Scooby Doo cartoon, Scrappy Doo, he would want to fight everybody.
Didn't I just get done fucking saying that his fucking gimmick was the Rabid Wolverine, and he says it's off of a pit bull? He realizes a dog. He realizes that a pit bull is a dog and a Wolverine is a rodent, right?
Hey, I'm just going by what WWE has said. I'm just going by what WWE has said.
Dan, when was the last time you were in a classroom?
Okay,
when was the last time, dog?
No. How the hell did we go from Theory to fucking Scrappy Doo? That's what I want to know.
Because Dan has his head up his ass half the time with WWE shit.
We're supposed to
he's
talk
too busy
about
hating
Theory because Theory is awesome. All right,
he is
that
awesome.
man is the future of WWE.
He is awesome, Theory.
Should we get into our topic now? Because I feel like
we're dragging a little bit.
Austin Theory just needs to change his name.
Jay is better than Jimmy.
Yeah,
I have to. I always have to. I always have to.
Jay is better than Jimmy. I'm glad
have
that
to
you
make a
agree with
point.
me on that.
I have to make a point, man. Main event Uso. Let's go.
That's
All right, let's
right.
go.
Main event Oos.
Hey, we can get right into that because we're talking about Raw and main event Uso was in the main event. So there we go. But can we talk about that main event, please? Because I absolutely fucking loved it. Like, I loved it so much.
RKOs.
Speak with Zeke.
Dude, I am speaking with Ezekiel. Like, I am here to speak with Zeke. I love that now that he's actually getting a gimmick change and that he's actually being used in ring and he's getting a full match, which I'm loving because we haven't really seen that shit in God knows how fucking long.
I love what he's doing with KO.
I love what he's doing with KO too, and I'm glad to hear as of last night that Ezekiel is growing on you, which makes me happy because I love the Ezekiel line. I love Elias. I just love that dude in general. He's charismatic. He's great on the fucking mic. He rocks any fucking gimmick that they give him with stride. Doesn't bitch about it. And now he's getting more fucking television
And that's going to
time.
make him
It's
a
great.
future champion.
He's built like one. So if we get some darker colors on that dude and change his spandex every so often, we got it.
And the armbands, you can't forget the armbands like the
He
Ultimate
does.
Warrior.
I was gonna say he looks like an Ultimate Warrior light, but that's not a bad thing because the dude can kill it. He's just a happier version, and I'm with it, dude.
Ultimate
I love Ezekiel.
Stu Pickle.
Seriously, Ultimate Stew Pickle, bro. I don't even care, dude. I am. Quote me right now. I am an Ezekiel mark. I am an Ezekiel mark. 100%. I'm gonna mark the fuck out for this dude.
Zeke mark.
But
overall, man, that main event was great. Just, honoring Randy.
RKOs everywhere. And they
That
let him
last
take
RKO
all.
on Jay.
He just looks up, just sees a beacon, jumps on. I'm like, dude, can we talk about that slug to KO and then the RKO and then Riddle with that fucking flying knee right into the RKO, dude? Holy shit. Absolutely phenomenal in-ring work from everybody. Everybody that was in it killed their fucking role, dude. I would have loved to be there live. I would have lost my shit if I was at that show live. I would have lost
So seeing, this does have to do with the main event, but seeing as the Usos are going to be beating RKO at Backlash to unify the titles, do you think that sets up a feud between Randy and Riddle anytime soon, or do you think they'll just,
if
still be
they lose,
they're going to lose?
It
doesn't make sense.
If they lose,
you never know.
If they lose, there's a way they can do it. 100%. There's a million ways. Riddle could lose by pinfall. I can see that happening and then starting the feud. But however, I don't see it getting them broken up right there because there's so much still going on in terms of positivity. There is no seeping through the cracks yet. There's nothing wrong with this team yet. There's no damage. So for him to just immediately snap out of nowhere would make no sense. That would be bad WWE creative all over again.
You know what I was thinking about?
What's up?
So if like you guys said, which I think is gonna happen, but if the Usos do beat RK Bro at Backlash, Riddle, RK Bro lose the titles.
Yep.
And they continue as a tag team for maybe a month, 2 months, whatever it is. I feel like the one person that would be able to turn Randy back into a heel and into the true Viper would be Edge.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. They already had their fucking moments. He's done with Randy Orton unless Orton, has some kind of angle.
I know.
Let Edge keep
It's
doing
Edge and Orton will not. They will not lock again. They will not lock again. They will not lock again. Nope, it's done.
I'm not
happening.
It's not happening.
Oh my god!
You don't get an opinion in this one. You don't get an opinion in this one. Nope, it's not happening.
Hear me out for a minute.
If it's garbage, you're leaving the fucking stream. If it's garbage, you're out.
No, fine, I'll leave. If it's garbage, I'll leave.
If you want to get our attention, all you have to do is what the Miz does. When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Either that or the sheesh. Sheesh. All right, there you go.
Shoosh.
Shoosh. All right, go ahead.
But I'm not saying have Randy and Edge do like any kind of feud or anything really together.
Yeah.
But having Randy, he's getting ready backstage or whatever, lacing up his boots, and Edge comes walking in. And he just, with his, mysterious and, hard edge attitude that he has now, he's like, I thought I knew you. Like, he tries to get into Randy's mind a little bit to bring the Viper back out of Randy, and that'll cause Randy to be like, maybe I need to.
He's muted. He's just talking. I can't even hear him. See, look at that. The universe pulled this as solid. I was gonna say his opinion was trash anyway, so this is perfect. So that makes no sense whatsoever because I would just tease him joining his stable, so it wouldn't make sense. So next, bye. So I'm glad you're muted. You deserve this mute. You deserve that mute because honestly, the fucking shit couldn't have been any timed any clearer. Like even the universe is sick of his bullshit. The WWE guys were like, yeah, fuck this guy. Even WWE.
I don't even know how to get him back.
Oh my god, dude, it worked so perfect. They were like listening to his opinion and just cut his shit halfway through. WWE is watching. They got moderators on this shit.
I really don't know how to get this back.
I think it's a him thing. Hold up, let me. No, yeah, it's a him thing. He's got to go in his settings and he has to fucking hit the camera and shit again. Here, pause it so we can just pause it.
I did that. That was me. That wasn't the universe.
My face hurts. My stomach.
Yo, where is he, man? I can't get him
He's
back.
gone. Let me see if he messaged me.
I can just kick him out and I'll send him a thing back.
Yeah, invite him again.
God damn.
My fucking stomach is killing me. Please keep that in this. Please, for the love of God, keep that in this.
Okay, I'm sending. Okay.
You shut his shit completely off.
All right, guys, we'll be back with our proud sponsor, Blitzkrieg, bro. Okay, yeah. So what are we gonna do, Ben?
Just play it off like it was the universe. Here, he's joining.
Okay, play it off like they did.
Yeah, he's gonna see it. All right, we're just waiting for the other co-host. There he is.
Hey, there we go. Let's go.
Oh, that was needed. I needed that.
I don't have as much time as I fucking usually have.
I know.
I know.
Okay, it's
But yeah, so long story short, the universe thought your opinion was absolute garbage, so it kicked you straight out of the stream.
Would you turn Randy Orton fucking heel? He has to be healed in the whole situation. You fucking cockspooge.
Yo, your mic is going crazy.
No, he was just screaming.
Okay.
But I will say that if he needs to go back to the Viper and all that shit, heel, whatever, they'll find a way to do it. But to put him anywhere near Edge right now is infantile. It does not work. It would not be organic.
Well, give me your opinions. How would you, if let's say Riddle and Randy Orton do feud, how would you turn Randy?
Is this guy really asking
this
question? Is this guy really asking this question? Does he not know that we're talking about Randy fucking Orton? It doesn't matter how he does it. He'll just turn around and give an RKO and a punt and start beating the shit out of him, and it works every time. That's just Randy fucking Orton. He's known for just randomly turning.
Okay, so instead of talking about Monday Night Raw like we've been doing,
Can't spell random without Randy.
We didn't even talk about the fucking Edge and Damian Priest segment.
Who gives a fuck?
Not me. I don't give a fuck.
That's the best thing on fucking WWE TV
yes,
right now.
Yes, it is, but this is Randy Orton's episode, not
It's
Damian
one of
Priest
the best,
today.
but it's not the best. It's one of the best, but not the best.
Yeah, so I say, let's honor and let's talk about the legend killer himself, the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton. Randy.
Oh, man. There are so many ways that you can start off with the amazing and the 20-year-long career of the Viper, the Apex Predator, the legend killer, the one and only legend himself, Hall of Famer in the making, Randy Orton. There are so many things that you can do with this gentleman. There's so many things that he has already done. Some things, again, like the disrespectful thing when it comes to the women of the business. Smooching down on Stephanie McMahon after a vicious DDT/RKO. We got the RKO on Stacy Keibler after said makeout sesh. You got everything that this dude comes to clown the female competitors. But you also have his bigger moments, like his RKOs out of nowhere, like his top 10 RKOs. You have moments like where he is absolutely, I've noticed that some of Randy Orton's most heated matches always has to do with him like being vile towards a female. Like that's even how it happened with his fucking feud with Hulk Hogan, was him being all with Brooke Hogan. Like Randy Orton is just known for assaulting women in this business. Like look at the RKO to Nia Jax on the Royal Rumble when he fucking tagged in with Rey
I totally
Mysterio.
forgot about that.
Randy Orton again is one of the best to do it. One of the most highlighted Randy Orton feuds that are again one of my favorite. Ironically enough, when we talked about this earlier in the podcast, is with the Undertaker back in 2005, going into 2006 into Survivor Series.
Yes.
That was absolutely fantastic.
That Armageddon Hell in the Cell match.
Fucking ridiculous, dude. That was a money-making blockbuster match, dude. Like that was when fucking WWE again was in one of its golden eras. Like it was just great, entertaining, and Randy Orton has been a part of all of it. And he's been the one constant in the past 20 years that never skipped a beat. Like it doesn't matter what angle he has, he kills it. Like even his debut match, he set the tone. Like he went against Bob Holly. He's fucking ridiculous, dude. He is a legend himself. And it's amazing that his first staple was a legend killer, but now it's like, what is he going to do at the end of his career? Kill himself? Give himself an RKO?
So now I kind of want to give my thoughts on
Go for it.
legend killer himself. Some of my favorite moments in his career has got to be his early days with his work. I think Ruthless Aggression era was the best Randy Orton we got. I know people are going to disagree because I know the Viper is a lot of people's favorite Randy Orton's. For me, I think the reason why I really love the Legend Killer is because of the way they built that character. He was freaking beating up legends left and right.
It didn't matter who.
It led into great matches for their big pay-per-views, like Undertaker at WrestleMania, one of Undertaker's best Mania matches. Let's see. Hulk Hogan at friggin' SummerSlam. That's right. That's another one as well.
Yes, it was at SummerSlam. Okay.
Also, his feud with Shawn Michaels was really good.
Fucking fantastic. 07. Fuck yeah.
And then the one that really stands out to me, though.
What's up?
The storyline and matches he put on with Mick Foley.
Fantastic. Oh my God. You're talking about like the hardcore match, right?
Yep.
You're talking about the one where he landed right on the thumbtacks that he still has to this day?
Matches. Yes.
Yeah, I just watched his interview, that like 14-minute, like him reacting to his greatest moments. And what he said about Mick Foley was awesome, really thanking a lot of these individuals that helped build him, because, he's had some of the best matches with a lot of these legends. His matches with Edge have been fantastic. His matches with Mick Foley have been fantastic. Anybody that he is in the ring with, he always turns to gold. Anytime he is in the ring, it's exhilarating. It's a rush.
Yeah, so now Danny, what's your perspective on, Randy Orton? Some of your favorite moments.
I sometimes every so often I like to go down the rabbit hole or whatever, and a couple of months ago I watched from the time that Randy Orton first came in, because I remember the first couple of months that he was showing up on SmackDown, he had just like a button up shirt or whatever in backstage, and he would occasionally have segments with the GM, whoever the GM was at that time.
Was that when he had like the army?
But I think so, yeah. He had a sling or whatever. But I love Randy Orton when he was with Evolution. I can't believe you guys.
It's
never
funny that you
it,
say that, because I was actually gonna say, I feel horrible for not mentioning Evolution, because that's where he really got his build. That's where he really got his push.
That's why I said Ruthless Aggression as well, because not only Legend character, but also the faction itself. I love that faction.
Yes,
I hate to say it, but I hate to say it, but if Randy Orton had never been in the Evolution and never been surrounded by guys like Ric Flair, Triple H, Batista, I don't know if he would have been a big of a deal as he was.
Batista.
I was about to say that. Yes, Batista and Randy were both the underdogs that were getting fleshed out by Triple H and Ric Flair.
Triple H was red fucking hot.
Yes, that dude was the face of the company in that moment. He was the face. He was running the show. Anybody who was carrying the World Heavyweight Championship was, and he made that shit huge. He was one of the
so prestigious.
That's what I'm saying. He was one of the only people that made that championship as prestigious as it still is today. It is still 100% on fire.
Yeah. Evolution, man, was one of the greatest factions of all time, in my opinion.
So what are your other thoughts, Danny, on your other favorite moments of Randy's?
I have to go with one that's really like popped in my mind is the Elimination Chamber when he won the first World Heavyweight title, triple
Immediately after, just thumbs down.
Yep, the next night on Raw.
The
next
night on
Raw.
Championship, he beat Chris Benoit at SummerSlam, and then the turn happened on Raw during the celebration.
Yep.
I thought he won in the Elimination Chamber in like 2004 at SummerSlam.
Is he still the youngest world champion? He's still.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Because he was only like, what, 21, 22? 23. He was 23.
23. Yes.
He was 23. That's right. God damn. And he's almost 50. Well, how fucking old are we getting?
He's only 43, dude. He's not that much older than
He's
me.
closer to fucking 50 than he is to 23. Shut the fuck up. We're old. We're old.
I'll be 32 this year, man.
I'll be 25 this year.
I'm going to be 27. Holy fuck.
Bro, we met each other when you were, what, 22, maybe?
I was 19.
I think you were... Oh, shit.
I was 19, dog. But, yeah, dude, Randy Orton is just... It doesn't matter, like, who you pair him up with. It doesn't matter who you put him in the squared circle with. It doesn't matter who you have him backstage. He makes it. He's the guy that sets the tone for everybody else that's coming after him. He literally is what makes it so organic, and he makes it easy for these other people to be recognized and to also catapult their careers because of his work, man. He does it flawlessly and effortlessly now. Like, he makes like hard shit look easy.
Let's be honest. Randy Orton has the secret formula to the Krusty Krab in WWE.
Absolutely.
The Krabby Patty.
Absolutely. And that dude is never afraid to take shots, because on Monday Night Raw, he's like, I want to be known as the guy that's here forever. He's like, Roman Reigns, he got The Rock's fucking agent on speed dial. He's like, I'm not going. And I was like, damn, this dude is already fucking, he does not care when it is. He's not afraid to take a shot. And I love that about Randy Orton, is his savagery.
But I mean, he's telling the truth. I mean, he could have easily gone, and done other things or whatever, but he just loves pro wrestling. Pro wrestling's in his blood.
I want to ask you guys a question that pertains to Randy Orton. Who is a superstar on any promotion? I'm going to say mine first. Any promotion that you want to see Randy give a vicious RKO to. Mine is MJF. I want to see Randy Orton shut him the fuck up with an RKO out of nowhere. Like, out of nowhere. Like, I want MJF just to be fucking...
Question. Wow.
Yes. Who would you want to see face Randy Orton and get a vicious RKO
I got
from?
a good one.
Probably Adam Cole, because I feel like Adam Cole would sell the fuck out of that.
You want to know who would sell the fuck out of an RKO for Randy Orton? I would love to see MJF get RKO'd, but somebody that would really sell the shit out of it. Imagine Darby Allin riding his skateboard, and then Randy Orton just comes out of nowhere with an RKO and plants him right on his neck.
Could you imagine Darby Allin at the top rope having to do the fucking coffin drop, and he has to like jump, and then Randy Orton just comes out of nowhere on the ring apron, just jumps up, twists him into an RKO? That would be fucking nuts. That would be flipping him on his belly, just
like when he rides the skateboard.
Yes, that'd be
awesome.
fucking nuts. But the reason why I chose MJF is because it's not for the sell. Well, I guess it's for the sell, but it's because how I can envision MJF selling it. I can see MJF just be talking out of nowhere, then Randy Orton just right behind him, turns around, gets an RKO, and just flops, and just lays there, just on his side with his hands at his side, just out cold. Like, I could just see that shit happening, and that would be fucking hilarious, because there's just no sell, just out of nowhere, just from running his mouth to dead silent.
I want to know a little bit more, like, with why Danny wants Adam Cole to be that guy. I'm just very curious.
Because everybody has compared Adam Cole to be like this generation Shawn Michaels, even from when he was in NXT with Undisputed Era.
True.
We saw Randy Orton, and Shawn Michaels. I mean, Adam Cole. I mean,
do not disrespect
he's
Adam
fantastic.
Cole.
I'm not disrespecting Adam Cole, but to say that
no,
I see Dolph Ziggler being more of a fucking modern day Shawn Michaels than I do Adam Cole. I see Dolph Ziggler all over it. Dolph Ziggler and all over it. Dude, by on the fucking head. In terms of ring attire,
guys, that's how you know Ben's a WWE mark.
Dude, I'm sorry, but that dude was a Shawn Michaels breed. That dude has the super kick. He has his little dance shit. The
Dolph
way he's
Ziggler
built, his
is
fucking
the Billy Gunn.
attire, the way he does his
He is
fucking
Billy
hair,
Gunn.
bro.
He is
That
more
dude-
like Billy Gunn than Shawn Michaels.
He was Billy Gunn back when he had his little fucking short shorts, all right? Now he's fucking Shawn Michaels with the pants, boy. Even in terms of fucking, like, how he does his little hairstyles and the way he presents himself. That dude is a Shawn Michaels fucking wannabe.
And that's
The same
why
way
he
Shawn
is
put
not
it.
the world champion, and that's why he's not in any big programs. Because he can't be a Dolph Ziggler. He has to be fucking Shawn Michaels or...
That's what I'm
freaking
saying, dude.
Billy
That dude,
Gunn.
that's why I'm saying, like, that dude is, like, but in terms of spirit and, like, the way that he presents himself, I guess I will go with you on the Adam Cole. But in terms of everything else, Dolph Ziggler is a literal copy and paste of Shawn Michaels. So that's why I'm saying, like, in terms of, I see Dolph Ziggler more as a Shawn Michaels because he's crafted the impersonation of it.
Yeah.
I think
If it makes sense.
Ziggler needs to. I think Ziggler and Rude need to break up. This dirty
Dude,
dog
Rude needs a
tag
push.
team is fucking horseshit.
Rude needs a push because he was dominant in TNA.
And Rude needs to go back to glorious.
I won't give in till I'm victorious.
I would even enjoy having James Storm come, having James Storm
And
come
do the
to
tag team
WWE,
again in faction.
and them reuniting Bear
Yeah,
Money.
I remember.
Yeah, but they would have to be called, like, Juice Money or, like...
Or Grizzly Currency. Grizzly Currency.
Well, you can have Stone Cold Steve Austin doing beer bashes now, but you can't have somebody called Beer
Nope,
Money.
You can't. It's not
It's reserved for
PG.
Stone Cold. It's reserved for Stone Cold only.
Hey, they're
Hey.
turning Tamina and Dana
Hey,
Brooke into
I will
lesbians,
say
okay?
that WWE is starting to open the door a little bit more and starting to revert back to being good. Because even Vince McMahon is thinking that a lot of these characters are being miscast, and he's also turning their heel and babyface as well. And it's working. Turning Rhea Ripley heel, perfect move. Turning Edge heel and Damian Priest, perfect fucking move. Keeping Liv Morgan babyface, perfect fucking move. A lot of these turns are great. Ali's babyface turn, great fucking move because he performed at his best against The Miz. And for him to get the pinfall on someone as big as The Miz, fuck yeah, I'm with it. This is giving him a push. And this is the push he needed. And I also want to say this right now. I want to say this right now because I mentioned this to Danny last night. If Ali is back on television, got the opportunity that he just did, and with his last statement being, and I quote, "When this all gets sorted out, I'm going to absolutely body your favorites," he got a hell of a deal if he's on and agreed to this. There is something big in Ali.
Because there's no way he would have definitely returned to TV and on the road.
And the thing is, I don't sleep on Ali. I do not sleep on Ali by any means. I've loved him this entire fucking time, dude. Even in Retribution. Retribution. I didn't.
No.
I gotta say something. I gotta clarify something. Right? I remember me and Ben were talking one day, and I think we were even getting ready to do a 260 PRH podcast. And I was like, dude, Mustafa Ali's looking good, man. He's training. Oh, I don't really care about Mustafa Ali.
Yes, I do remember something.
Do you want to know why I said that?
With the whole AEW thing.
Do you want to know why I said that?
You've been exposed.
That is actually true. I do forget about that. I am a fan of his in-ring ability and always have been. It's the gimmicks that I could not stand.
Okay.
It was the gimmicks I couldn't stand. Mustafa Ali, I have always believed, is a phenomenal athlete and has been misused. I didn't care about him because he was doing nothing. All he wanted was to be out of WWE. So I didn't care about the news because it's old news. However, now that he is back, getting a repackage back to his original fucking gimmick and is getting a push, I'm excited for him.
Here's the thing.
So I'm going to counteract that call out with my
but
being able to
thing.
explain my shit. Continue.
But
I just had to mention it.
The thing. You talk about how he wanted out of WWE. It wasn't the fact that he wanted to leave WWE.
He just couldn't explain his message.
It was the fact that creative was not working with him.
Mm-hmm. He has a message that's bigger than his vision in pro wrestling, and he couldn't tell it in fucking WWE, but they obviously cut him some kind of fucking deal to tell it in some way because he accepted it, and he's back on TV.
Okay,
so that's big.
Let's get back in the Randy Orton. Now, since, we talked about, like, who would be our favorite to see an RKO out of nowhere, who would be your favorite match to see Randy Orton wrestle outside of WWE?
So,
If
like,
there was
anybody
ever, like,
that
well, if there was ever like a invasion type of thing, like you know how
any
AEW and New
promotion.
Japan are doing their like promotional thing on June 26th.
So you
That's like
want
what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So like, let's say
you want all right.
WWE
I know.
is
This might be an unpopular
Choose two.
opinion.
okay too. I like that.
Choose two because I have a couple.
I do too.
My first would be Switchblade Jay White.
Okay.
I think they'd be able to put
Jay
on
White
one
is
hell
a
of
phenomenal
match.
athlete. I will give you that. And he's great with New Japan, so I'll give you that.
I got someone better.
And I would like to see him take on Moose from
No.
Impact.
I don't know like what everybody's popularity with Moose is. No.
I barely know the guy, but I know the dude's fucking jacked
He's
as shit.
good,
I would like to see if
but not
Randy
to
Orton
go
can
against
take him
Randy
down.
Orton, no.
Okay. So
Here's-
you go, Dan.
I was trying to pick
I respect
somebody
that.
or
You were
pick
trying to
people
pick somebody that was different. I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yeah.
So now I'll give. No, actually, I'm gonna let Ben give his two because I would love to give mine last.
All right, so I'm gonna put my like regular one out, but I'm gonna keep the one that I'm really interested in for second. So
remember, it can
yes,
be anybody that's
I
a
know,
pro
and
wrestler.
both these guys are outside of WWE promotion. The first one, Hangman Adam Page. I want to see him go against Hangman Adam Page because of his in-ring style and ability and his execution.
Oh my god, a
Hangman,
buckshot reverse.
Hangman Adam
RKO.
Page is a WWE guy that belongs in WWE. Like, that dude would thrive in WWE comparatively to AEW because I feel like he's being misused in his reign in AEW as the champion has been kind of underwhelming. I liked him better off when he was, had his feud with Kenny Omega going. But
Yes, I agree.
I think he belongs more towards WWE because of the way he's built, the way he looks. He's a star guy that Vince should have on his radar.
That buckshot lariat would get over his fucking WWE.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Hangman Adam Page with
That's
Randy
like
Orton
the
all day.
RKO.
They would definitely boost each other's careers in a completely different way. So I want to eventually see Hangman make the jump. Now, the big one, and it's not just because of, recent events. It's not because of, things that I think, but my second one, and I feel like we got robbed of it. I want to see Randy Orton go one-on-one with Killer Kross. I want to see him go one-on-one with Killer Kross because that hybrid, the Apex Predator versus the fucking devil's own son, the fucking serial killer, Killer Kross, would be absolutely fucking amazing with Killer Kross's hybrid strike style versus Randy Orton's unorthodox, unpredictable fight would be absolutely a bonkers money match. I feel like we got robbed of that when he was in WWE. So Killer Kross versus fucking Randy Orton, money. Period. That would be I would want to see them in a no holds barred fucking 20-minute match main event.
No,
I would love to see that shit.
Man, a Hell in the Cell with those.
No,
two.
I would.
That would be brutal.
I would honestly be okay seeing them in a cinematic match, and like an actual like.
What about just a plain? What about just a plain street fight?
Yes,
Anything goes.
street fight. There we go. Honestly, yes, street fight.
But
100%
imagine your
street
dark
fight.
characters being locked into Hell in the Cell.
But that's why I'm saying
That
cinematic
would
too,
be
because
insane.
Killer Kross is already doing like the more like promotional like vignettes that are like cinematic. I would love to see that with Randy Orton in both like just hashing it the fuck out. That would be amazing, dude. Like if done right, would be amazing. But I would want to see that go down in almost like a Freddy Krueger boiler room. Like red fucking tint lights with like swinging lights and shit.
That's kind of like what was that cinematic match that Randy had with Bray Wyatt inside the fucking cabin?
I don't remember, but
that was, the House of Horrors match.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
but I would love to see something of that caliber. But in a regular match, no holds barred, or even a fucking I quit match, dude. That would be nuts to see one of them even say the words I quit, because I wouldn't be able to believe it either way. I'd be like, holy fuck, you'd really have to beat the shit out of each other. So those are my picks. Next one,
Yeah, so
go for it, man.
I'll give my two picks here, and the first one is going to be a New Japan guy, and I know Randy Orton has expressed his interest in wrestling this guy, but the problem is they're so loyal to their promotions that they're not going anywhere.
WWE. I mean, Randy Orton ain't leaving.
See Orton versus Ospreay. That would
Will
be
Ospreay?
a classic.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's I want like a 15-minute classic, 100%.
Not 15 minutes.
Oh, like a half hour? Half-hour classic? 100.
And then the next person I want to see a 5-star match with Randy Orton is no other than Mr. 5 Stars himself, former AEW World Champion, former IWGP World Heavyweight
Kenny
Champion.
Omega.
Kenny, my God, Omega.
Kenny Omega. That was actually going to be my second choice had I
Omega
not thought
versus
more about
Orton.
Killer Cross. So that is a phenomenal choice, dude. That dude has accolades upon accolades too. So that would be fucking ridiculous, dude.
I don't know. Some of these strong style wrestlers, I think Randy Orton would really put on classics with.
Abso-fucking-lutely, dude.
Too. He's a striker.
They're both completely unorthodox.
But if WWE could get their foot out of their ass and, work with other promotions, there's so many dream matches. That
I just want to put out there.
They had the option to work with New Japan. But
this has nothing to do with Randy Orton, but I do want to see a match between Kenny Omega and RVD. That would be a fun fucking match. That'd be super fucking fun. Because we already got the dream match, I believe, with Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega, right? We already got that, or haven't we not yet?
Yes, we did.
So on AEW.
Yep, it was
okay.
Draw.
Yeah, so we already got that. So I mean, I would love to see Randy Orton and Kenny Omega, 100%.
Imagine a buckshot lariat though into an RKO,
dude. I couldn't imagine. The fuel is thriving of the thought of that, just because that would be an amazing match between Hangman Adam Page and fucking Randy Orton. I think it'd be amazing.
I wouldn't mind a lot of the talent from AEW to transition and go to WWE if they want.
They need it
because
they need the talent. And I think Adam Page would thrive.
But knowing how Vince McMahon is, really Adam Page would never become a world champion.
See, I think I disagree.
Vince McMahon
I think he would be a good
lariat man's gonna.
See, here's the thing. I think
WWE's all about their finishers.
I think
Vince McMahon is about bodybuilding.
I think that maybe not Universal, but WWE I could see, because WWE could go to smaller guys like Miz, for example. It's gone to the Miz recently. I could see WWE before Bobby Lashley took it back. He's not that small. And like I'm saying, Miz, he fucking carried the WWE Championship. CM Punk carried the WWE Championship. They are smaller dudes. Universal, it stopped at Finn Balor. They're like, the Universal is going to go only to the bigger guys, apparently. WWE Championship, a lot more flexible. We even had Kofi Kingston hold it. We had fucking this dude, Daniel Bryan, hold it when he was still with WWE. So, it could work.
Held it.
Exactly. It could work with the WWE Championship, not Universal.
You've been exposed.
You've been exposed. Exactly. That's why. Shoo.
I just know the kind of guys that Vince McMahon likes to push, and it's not small guys like Kenny Omega.
Oh, I was talking about Hangman Adam Page, bro. I was talking about Adam Page, bro. Adam Page would do well as WWE champion. No, he's not small by any means, but I will.
Lesnar, but he's pretty average size.
But yeah, just notice, like I said, Universal Championship goes towards the bigger guys, and WWE championships are a lot more flexible. We've seen it. We know it could go in any direction. So you have to admit that WWE Championship is the flexible title.
I just really think with WWE, because one thing that's really gotten with sports entertainment, one big thing that gets over is finishers. Like, look at John Cena, the attitude adjustment. He was over as hell with that. I'm
going to say this.
Over as hell with that.
I'm going to get that.
Randy Orton with the RKO. Bump shot lariat.
Y'all are going to call me the WWE mark. I don't fucking care. Y'all are going to call me fucking crazy from what I'm about to say, but I'm going to quote it right now. Within the next 10 years, WWE will be the place to strive to be once more. AEW will get bigger, but they are going to plateau because Tony Khan is starting to lose grip in not only his booking, but the care for his wrestlers. A lot of them are very unhappy. He is making way too many big moves way too fucking fast.
We can have a whole episode on this.
Oh yeah, but I'm going to say 10 years time, mark my fucking words, WWE is going to be huge again. And it's going to go on a completely different caliber.
People like AEW because, one, they don't do house shows, so you only have to travel once a week. And two, you're able to do independent bookings. You're able to do pretty much whatever the fuck you want.
100%.
That's why people like AEW.
100%, and I get that. But I will say that WWE, and within the next 10 years, will be the very pinnacle all over again. And they're gonna. It's Vince. They have the money for it, man. There's no denying it. And I feel like within the next 10 years, with Vince slowing down, better creative will enter the fucking fold and take it back.
Hey,
we are in the world of the unknown now.
Man, we save this for a whole nother episode. Because
I'm
I think
down to do a half-hour
Dang.
special on this, 100%. We could do a half-hour We Are Wrestling special on this specific
Oh, it
thing.
could be a whole hour, I think.
100%. I just don't want to like burn out and run out of things to say and go over the same thing over and over just in a different
Yeah,
suit.
so
That's
I
my
say,
only thing.
I say we get back to Randy Orton a little bit.
Yeah,
Now,
and end it out right.
I have a really good little debate here with Randy Orton.
Talk to me.
Top 3 rivalries. He's had millions of them.
Okay, so before we go into this,
here's how we do it. You say one, I say one, Danny says one, and then we'd go same thing.
okay, let this be the last thing though, because I'm starting to run short on
Okay.
time.
All right.
So first, best rivalry in my opinion for Randy Orton. I'm going to start with my lowest grade one, but it's still obviously in top 3, so it still sits up there for me.
Whatever. There's no like specific order with top 3, as long as it's
Edge and Randy Orton, WrestleMania 2020. Their fucking the I Quit or the Last Man Standing match. That was absolutely fucking fantastic. That was a great rivalry for me, especially since both of them are a lot in their have become seasoned and we hadn't seen it in almost 10 fucking years. So it was a great sight for in terms of nostalgia and seeing how well they can still go. That was a long ass fucking match, bro. So I gotta say that was on top for a rivalry for me. So whoever wants to go next, go for it.
Yeah, so for me, I'm gonna have to go with one of my favorite rivalries growing up on John Cena and Randy Orton. So iconic because those two, came into WWE around the same time. They
Yep.
were part of that stacked OVW draft class there.
Yep,
And
back
they
when
both
Cena was
had
still prototype.
phenomenal careers. And just throughout their, careers, it was like Randy Orton was always, in the way of John Cena getting that WWE championship. And it led into great matches like that I Quit match and I believe Over the Limit. And just, classics between the two. Because I thought that they always put on a 5-star match. Similar
Absolutely.
to because for me growing up, that was my Stone Cold versus Rock.
Yep.
It was Randy versus John.
For me, it was just Stone Cold versus Rock.
I gotta definitely go with, and it was one of my first picks when we first started talking about the topic. I gotta go with Randy Orton versus Triple H back when they were in Evolution or whatever. Randy Orton won the World Heavyweight
Fantastic
Championship.
time period.
Triple H obviously was not happy about it, and Evolution turned on Randy. And I feel like Randy was on the peak level, back then. But Triple H, man, he was fucking red hot. So to be able to have a hell of a feud with him, I mean, that just fucking plateaued your career like
But here's
crazy.
the thing, man. I think like the first rivalry with Evolution, that was like the seeds. But I think their rivalry in 2009, that was insane. Like
That was actually, dude.
what he did to Shane, Vince, and then even Stephanie, which led to him going to freaking the house.
Man, you couldn't just let him finish because that's where I was going for my second one. Now I gotta fucking think of another one, and it's my turn, you asshole. Okay, so I'm gonna just say Undertaker and Randy Orton for my second one because now I have to think of a fucking third one because this jackass could just stop. But no, I will say definitely Randy Orton and Undertaker. The long-term storytelling, getting him out for a little bit to have some time off, take a vacation. And like the hallucination angles that we got in their vignettes where Bob Orton was like split the fuck open in the mirror and then he like looked again and he was fine. The actual when they were starting to fuck with the supernatural a little bit, leading up to his return at Survivor Series where he cleared the entire SmackDown roster and then fucked up Randy Orton at the very end of it. Back when he went to the classic fucking, the fucking straps and the tights and everything and had a full fucking beard and looked, honestly, that was the best shape Undertaker had ever been in his entire career when he returned at Survivor Series. Dude was chiseled. Dude had the mask. Dude was performing at his best. That was the prime of his career during that rivalry. Like, Undertaker was easily at his best during the Randy Orton rivalry post Survivor Series. Because that's when he started getting world championships again. He chiseled himself out to be a main event star all over again. So I have to go with that feud as well. So, Don, go for your second.
All right, so my second rivalry has got to be one that, I talked about a little bit earlier in the thing, and it's got to be Randy and Mick Foley. Because
Gotcha.
I think Mick Foley was the one that really took Randy Orton's, game to the next level. It did help that he had Triple H and Ric Flair to be mentors for him, but I really just think, that feud with Mick Foley, he wasn't just a young, good-looking, cocky guy.
Yeah,
He really showed what
Yep.
he can do.
absolutely.
For my second, man, I have to go with, and I referenced it before. I love the feud with him and Bray Wyatt, man. It was just intense, and it was almost like Bray Wyatt getting into the mind of the Viper,
Are we
and
talking
just
Fiend
they
or the
had that
first one?
the first one. They had the House of Horrors match or whatever. I think it was at
That
it
was
was
after
at
I
Survivor
think it was
Series,
after
maybe.
WrestleMania. Because that was at Extreme
It
Rules.
was at it was at Extreme Rules. Man, like I feel like they worked really well together, man, because they were both sort of, you know, I don't even know how to explain it. Like Bray Wyatt was, this guy who liked to play mind games. Randy Orton was almost in the same vein as that or whatever, and I just feel like they worked really well together.
Yeah, I really think so as well. Like their feud, I think the Fiend one wasn't as good, but their first feud with that whole like tag team with Randy, and then he friggin' turned on them. Like he got to Bray before Bray got to him, and I think that really
Yep.
solidified like being the Viper
Yep.
because the Viper always strikes first.
So for my third one, I'm gonna go a little bit easier for this one. Like this one is gonna be it's the most recent one. I really enjoyed the feud between the WWE Championship feud between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. That was a fantastic match. Back when I think Randy had the title for a little bit, I think Drew may have won it back, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while since that angle, but I loved it for the simple fact that, obviously Drew McIntyre was already destined for great things back in 2011, but a lot of personal things held him back from reaching that main event spot. And because of that, Vince McMahon started to lose steam on him and whatever. But now that he's back, checked his macros, grew out the fucking beard, became the Scottish warrior, the Scottish psychopath, really rebranded himself and reinvented himself. I think the match with Randy Orton really helped catapult his career as a main event star, a champion. It made him a better star. They learned from each other in a lot of fucking ways. And I feel like Drew McIntyre really helped push Randy to the limit in terms of newer stars and newer fresh blood that are the faces of this company now, and to give him that love of pro wrestling again, but to also keep him on his toes and at his limit so Randy doesn't get rusty. So I think that match and that really worked out in my terms for some of his best feuds. So I wanted to kind of pick out feuds from like different times in his career.
Which I have a really good one as well for my last one.
Alrighty.
I got the rivalry with Randy Orton and Christian on SmackDown.
Fuck
With the
yeah.
World Heavyweight title with the whole Christian, one more chance, one more time. I loved their feud from start to finish. It's like every match, like you just never got sick of it. That's how good it was with the whole Randy versus Christian storyline.
Absolutely.
And it made SmackDown pretty entertaining around that time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I gotta go. I believe this is my third one. Randy Orton and CM Punk, man.
That was a great feud.
When CM Punk, his first reign as World Heavyweight Champion, and that's when the whole feud really started. I believe at Unforgiven. If
when he punt kicked him in the head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was nuts, and I feel like especially
CM Punk
because Randy Orton, he was, at a level that not many.
He was operating on God mode for a while, dude. Like that dude is God mode.
Yeah. So I feel like not only did that help CM Punk's career, but it really propelled him
absolutely
to the next
level. I agreed.
level.
And I think that's, where Randy's at now career-wise is also not only, finding his love for the business all over again, but really helping propel the newer talent and the right talent, because he doesn't just push anybody. He doesn't just, lose for anybody. He doesn't sell for just anybody. He's really got to believe in you, and he has made a lot of these people's careers flourish. I mean, look at where fucking Roman Reigns is now. Look at where Drew McIntyre is now. Like, he's earned his stripes, and now he is the legend that people are trying to fucking kill, which is nuts. And it just, in the past 20 years, man, if there's one last thing I have to say on this episode, in the past 20 years, Randy Orton's start to finish has come full circle. And now the dude is just chilling, like that dude has done it all. He's broken records. He's the only guy to walk into WrestleMania with every single fucking title. He's a Grand Slam champion. Like, there is no outmatching the Viper, and that's why I'm more of a Randy Orton guy than I am an Undertaker guy. Because
Yeah,
Randy Orton did way more.
Randy Orton's done a lot, man. He's just right now coasting on autopilot, man.
He's making the mid card look fucking great. Like, he is making the mid card like watchable and entertaining, and I love that. And a lot of that has to do with Riddle and the person he gets to go to work with every fucking day. And because of Riddle, Randy Orton was able to help push the whole, like, you know, if you smoke weed in WWE, it's all right. So, like, it's all right. So at least I know if I ever wanted to be a WWE superstar, I wouldn't have to quit smoking weed.
Yeah, so here's what I want to leave this episode at in honor of Randy Orton. You know, my favorite thing overall about Randy Orton has always been, I think, seeing him really grow up. Because he started in this business as a young kid.
He looked like Bob Orton,
who was, you know, on top of the world. And I watched his episode of WWE Evil before this, and like it made me really respect Randy Orton so much more than I already have. And it's crazy because it's like he never really knew how to take authority. And you know, he was on his own agenda. That's just how Randy Orton was brought up. But, like, it's crazy to see, like, his, you know, being very immature when he first came to WWE to
being the fucking the stature that you have to fucking go by in the back of the locker room.
Great husband.
I mean,
being a
dude,
great father.
The fucking dude started in the company back in 2002 looking like Bob Orton Jr., and now you could tell that the fucking wear and tear is there because now he's looking like Patrick Swayze. A fucking legend.
But it's crazy because, like, he really reinvented himself his entire career.
But the thing I loved about it
awesome.
Is that even with his reinventions throughout his career and his immaturity to his maturity, the thing that I love the most is that Randy Orton himself stayed constant. And that no matter what gimmick, what name you give him, what angle, what opponent, what feud, what fucking finisher, he will forever be the RKO legend, Randy Orton. And that is something that I have loved, is that he has been the one constant in the past 20 years above all else to still do this full time. And he's not going anywhere soon, which is, again, why, in my opinion, my personal belief can go against everybody. It doesn't have to go against everybody else. You can shit on me, whatever. He is going, in my opinion, he is in a lot of ways better than The Undertaker. And that's just where I have to leave it. I know that this is Randy Orton Appreciation Night, so it sounds biased for me to say it, but he has done realistically more than The Undertaker has done.
And I will say this, guys. Ben is not saying this because it's a Randy Orton appreciation. Because Danny and I, we never hear the fucking end of it as it is. You want to leave anything? You have any last thoughts, Danny?
Man, the guy's had a historic career. Like I said, man, I'm surprised that this episode's not like a 7-hour episode.
Because you could go on.
There's just so much. There's so much to cover. I mean, the dude's gonna be doing it for many, 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 many more years. I'm just looking forward to seeing what else he does.
Just want to also leave this off with saying thank you to Randy Orton, 100% for 20 years of an amazing fucking career. For the
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. But yeah, I have to say thank you because, whether you loved him at times, whether you hated him at times, whether you wanted him off the TV, whether you were welcoming him back, he is a phenomenal athlete that I will fucking miss when his time is finally done. And I just, it has been an amazing 20-year career. He's accomplished what half of these legends couldn't accomplish in 30, 40 fucking years. And he's just the guy. Randy Orton is the guy to aspire to be in pro wrestling, no matter where you are. He is a household name. He, again, is easily in the top 5 of the greatest of all time. Period.
You know what I want to see? You know what I want to see before we do wrap it up? I want to see Randy Orton have one more title run with the WWE title, and then have him put over Riddle and have Riddle beat him for the WWE title.
Fantastic. That is the way to fucking do it. Dan, I cannot believe I'm fucking agreeing with you when it comes to WWE anything. But yes, that is a fucking... yes. That is all I'm going to say is yes. No context, yes. That is everything that should happen when it comes to passing the torch.
And look at that. You two have finally agreed this is the best way to close off this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Talk Show. So, if you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Talk Show, honoring the Legend Killer, the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton. Make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support the channel is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. The videos are rolling out of nowhere like a goddamn RKO. Links down in the description below. Go support all three of us. We all have different YouTube channels. All the links will be down below. Danny and Ben, they also have reaction channels. You can go check those out. Danny does watch-alongs on a whole nother channel. You can go check that out. And their podcast, the
2-6 and Pure Rage, boy.
Yep, 2-6 and Pure Rage. The links are down below. Also, you can go subscribe over to my basketball channel, DBTV, where I will be doing a whole thing on the Brooklyn Nets thing pretty soon if you're into that. Also, you can go subscribe to me on Best One Network. We got lots of awesome things coming over there. Links are down in the description box below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs worldwide, the thousands of subscribers, we are taking over. Peace.